Hello and welcome, I'm Magiluma, and we are finally playing Civilization 6. It's been a long wait since it was announced, and yeah, the last month or so has been particularly difficult because quite a few YouTubers have had their preview versions, having to try not to watch them all at the same time. But yes, finally here, it's available for everybody. By this time, I would imagine, yes, for everybody in the world, especially by the time you actually get this video. So, yeah, when it first came out, I waited until 1 o'clock in the morning, which was when it came out in Switzerland, where I live. And first game I did was actually a multiplayer game with a friend of mine, played as Greece. Very, very interesting. And since then, I've also played a game as Japan. So, we are now going to create a game. And I think I was going to play as Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh? Not Gilgamesh, no, sorry. What's his name? Yes, Gilgamesh, right? Hang on a moment. Gilgamesh is the guy. Hello. You're going to give me a pop-up? Thank you. Yeah, Epic Quests, that's the one. Yeah, Sumeria. When you capture barbarian outpost, receive tribal village reward in addition to the usual gold, which is pretty good. Pay half the usual cost to levy city-state units. That's not something I've had to use up until now, but you know, it could be useful by the time it actually comes around. And Adventures of Enkidu. We may declare war on anyone at war with my allies without a warmonger penalty, which means anybody that I'm friends with, I can, if they get pulled into a war or something, I can declare war on the person that declares war on them, which is pretty cool, yeah, without getting any penalties at all. And when at war with a common foe, they and their allies share pillage rewards and share combat experience gains if within 5 tiles, which is also awesome. And then Sumerian unique unit is an ancient era one, the war cart, which is stronger than all other starting units. No penalties against anti-cavalry units, which is pretty amazing. And 4 movement if it starts in open terrain, which is also pretty good. On top of that, we get a unique building, which is the ziggurat, which unlocks the builder ability to construct a ziggurat, yes, which gives 2 science and 1 culture if next to a river, and cannot be built in hills. So that's a pretty good building. So we want to look for lots of rivers, I think. But we're going to give these guys a go. Let's put it up probably to Emperor difficulty. Well, let's try King. I think so far I've been playing on Prince, so let's work up slowly. We'll start with King. We will go for let's go for standard speed because yeah, we don't really know how long it's going to take. And I think I've been playing on the fractal map, but I think I'd quite like to try an island plates map. I think that'd be quite interesting. We'll go standard size. Yeah, let's go standard size. Advanced setup, that just changes the rules, the victory rules and things, the standard stuff from Civ. There's nothing particularly special in here yet. We're going to leave all this at standard, but I will turn score victory off because we're going to have no turn limits. I don't like limited turns, so we're going to leave all the other type of victories on. Although I will have to do this for an achievement, I'm sure, at some point. Yeah, and then we're going to hit start game. Everybody else is going to be random players.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water to the great beasts of the Stone Age.
Love that
to
voice.
Man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Much rests upon your shoulders, King Gilgamesh. Your own people, and many people of the world, look to you as a leader. But you are more than a mere man, and the weight of the world will never cause you to waver. Encourage the people of Sumer to settle the fertile lands along rivers, and be sure to choose your allies carefully, for there will be many vying for a piece of your strength. Venture forth, for it is time to begin your epic tale.
Excellent. So here we go. And we did start on a river. Right, but remember our ziggurat has to be built next to it. Oh, we got salt. Look at all the wheat we've got. That's amazing. And rice. Oh, wow. So our ziggurat is probably going to have to go here. Which is annoying, actually, because... Well, we can actually get it over here. That's not too bad. Right. This will be for an aqueduct, because I believe an aqueduct has to be next to a river and next to your city. So, seeing as I'm already going to be settling next to the river, I suppose I could move one away, but where? No, I think I'd rather be next to the city anyway, exactly where I am. So move one away, I won't get as much housing in my first city. Currently I get +1 for being... for coastal water? Oh no, wait, +3 for fresh water, right? And I think get another 2 for the aqueduct. But the aqueduct has to be next to your city centre and the river, or a mountain, or a lake, or any source of fresh water. So that's going to go here. Got to remember that. In fact, what we can do is put map pins down and actually type that in. So this is going to be, we'll use the little cross here, aqueduct. I can't remember how to spell aqueduct. That looks about right. Yeah, that looks right. That's going to be an aqueduct. So I'll leave that pin here. Map pins, awesome. To remind me not to build anything else here at all. Settling here does mean if I'm going to put the aqueduct here, I'm not going to be able to put any other districts except maybe one here next to my capital city. And this could be potentially a good place for a industrial zone, if not then here. But anyway, let's get going. Let's put down Uruk, and we are blocking this here. And we'll see, because we are on island plates, we'll see how they actually turn out, because watching one of Quill's games, his island plates turned into, I think it was like two or three separate land masses with like a massive amount of tiny islands in between them. Just, yeah, it was interesting. The landmass that he started on was actually huge. I would suggest going and watching it. Quill18 also always very good at his Let's Plays. Yes, anyway, right, so we have got our unique unit here, which is going to have massive amounts of movement, right? It's going to be a bit more expensive than a scout, but stronger. A melee strength of 30 at the beginning of the game. That's pretty good, considering the warrior only has 20, right? And it might be worth waiting the extra couple of turns, but... you know what, I'm going to do it, because why not? Let's go ahead and do that. We will want a scout, I think, at some point, but not just yet then. Mining, yes, because we've got the stone. Right. So we find a natural wonder. That normally happens pretty quickly, but it's not guaranteed. Right, yeah, I should probably go through this. Right, so these are boosts. So every technology except for the starting 3 has a boost. So, for example, archery, I need to kill a unit with a slinger, and I'll get the boost to that, which will actually research it halfway through, which is pretty good. And then you only have to research the other half, which is really quite amazing at some point. So technically you can work your whole way through the tech tree only researching half of the technology yourself, which is, yeah, nice. So find a natural wonder, again, like I said, that happens normally relatively fast, but there's no guarantee, and I'm not sure if we're going to go for Stonehenge. Don't know, we'll see what happens. Probably not, to be honest, but we will see. Farm a resource, that's definitely going to happen pretty quickly. So I think going for pottery does make sense, especially since that leads into writing, and I think we will meet someone as well relatively soon, theoretically anyway. Building a city on the coast, we'll see if there's any good spots, I suppose, and then otherwise, yeah, I think we'll probably grab mining to start with, and mining into pottery. And we'll see if we get any of these. Minor resource, we'll be doing that pretty quickly. Kill 3 barbarians, I'm almost certain that will happen relatively quickly, and build a quarry. Right, yeah, well, we're going to build a quarry, not mine, so actually, We will see. Stone will be a quarry, right? Okay, right, good. So you come across here, and we've found our first barbarian encampment. Right, now, one thing to note is that spearmen in Civ 6 are stronger than warriors, but they also get a penalty to fighting melee units. Now, warriors are classed as a melee unit, right? Spearmen are classed as anti-cavalry, and melee units have a bonus against anti-cavalry. So, although my warrior has only got a strength of 20 against their strength of 30, well, 31 because of their terrain, I think, I would actually still, well, it would be a stalemate here, but I would probably be able to beat him in an extended combat. So, yeah, it's a little bit different because of that, which is nice, actually. I'm only getting 1.4 culture per turn, which seems a little low to start with. Actually, I hardly did any damage to him there. Right, it was said it was going to be a bit more even than that, but anywho, I will probably heal up then, because he won't be able to heal. So that's always good. I think it is just because of his terrain that's giving him the extra little bit of help. 5 turns till we get our war cart. We'll send him off in the other direction because this looks like it could potentially be a dead end, and our warrior will be able to do it. Right, I'm not fully healed, but I am almost fully healed. That was a little bit better. I took 38, he took 23 damage. Better than the last run anyway. Moderate defeat. Right, so here I'm going to heal up again, because losing this early warrior could be a very big problem.
More credit than the
We have researched mining, which is nice. We'll be able to set up this quarry once we get a builder. We are getting 6.3 gold per turn at the moment, which is also very nice. Now, do I build another scout? I think I might build a scout now, and then into monument. I think that's probably going to be the right thing. Although, we're on island maps, so I'm not sure that is the right thing to do. It depends if it actually turns out to be an island or not. The thing is, in Civ 6, it's a big bonus to scouting early and finding those city-states, because if you're the first civilization to meet a city-state, you'll get an envoy with them for free, which is very good. The envoys are... well, that's like, you don't have relationships with them anymore, you send envoys to them, and the envoys represent how much, I suppose, how many resources you're investing into actually befriending that city-state. So the more envoys you have with them, the more likely they are to like you. I think I will go straight into monument here, though. Or builder. No, come on, let's grab the builder first. I think that's going to be more important. Right, so this is our war cart, which is like a very early chariot, I suppose, who can move 4 spaces, which is pretty useful. Yeah, I think not building the scout is probably a good idea. We'll see where this leads. I've got a feeling it might lead nowhere, though. Which means we're going to want to try and get a coastal city as soon as possible, probably down here. And get off this little island, I suppose. What is that? Silver. Oh, that's nice. 2 times, in fact. So we may want to build a city up here, although there's no fresh water for it. Are they donkeys? I think they are, aren't they? They sound like donkeys. Ooh, this looks like it could potentially go on. Oh, maybe not. We'll find out. It doesn't. Does it? No. But that's okay. We've got a little island over here. I think we'll come down over here. This may go on a bit more. Right, you are nearly healed. Let's go ahead and bash this guy one more time. Once more with feeling. Yeah, again, potentially I could put the city here so it's a bit further away from my capital and build an aqueduct to hook up the fresh water. This isn't a bad starting location. Because it's on the coast, you do get some bonus to housing. Housing being... hello. Please, thank you. Housing being down here, I am currently at 2 of 6. So my housing cap is 6, which means my population cap is technically 6. But you don't stop growing. So when I get to 5 population, my growth speed will be halved by 50%. So I'm going 5 turns. If I was at 5, it would take 10 turns, for example. Well, a lot longer than that actually, because it would be a bigger city. But yeah, half the food goes to waste. And if you're at 6 or above, then it will be a quarter. Right, so the way to increase housing is through buildings and gaining access to fresh water and all sorts of things like that. I'm not sure if there's anything. There's a point actually. Farms, because there's certain improvements I think that can help housing as well. Yes, so a farm. Plus 0.5 housing. There you go. Yes, so by getting these 3 farms up, that would get me another 1.5 housing, which is pretty good, and actually 4 here, so that would get me another 2 housing. That's actually pretty nice, yeah. This would be another farm, and then what I'd probably do is stick another one in here for adjacency bonuses later on with, I believe, feudalism, and then something else after that. Machinery, possibly? Not machinery. So plus 7 combat strength versus melee and ranged units, or plus 10 combat strength when defending against ranged units. This is pretty good, but battle cry is probably better for what we want. This is pretty good if you're planning on going to invade somebody, which we're not at the moment. So I'm going to go battle cry because this is definitely a field unit. Now in Civ 6 again, the promotions do eat your turn and heal you by 50 points. So he's now fully healed, as you can see, and he cannot actually take his turn, which is fine. We are quite happy leaving him there for another turn, I think. We haven't had any goodie huts yet, which is a bit of a shame. Would have been nice. Although this will count as a goodie hut for us, which is also very nice.
Enacting new policies in our government can be of great benefit. Our people await your decree.
Excellent. So we finished Code of Laws.
Wisdom, but authority that makes a law.
Yeah. So we finished Code of Laws, which means we now actually run Chieftain, and we can now actually put policies in here. I think we're already running Chieftain. We don't get a legacy bonus for Chieftain? I don't think so, no. Right, so what we are probably going to want to grab first is combat strength versus fighting barbarians. That is definitely going to be very useful. Double experience points for recon, not so useful. We don't have any recon units. Now, plus 1 production in all cities. We've only got the capital at the moment. That's only plus 1 production, which is whereas this is plus 2 things, plus faith and plus gold. Now, gold's always nice, but what's better is faith, which is going to help us get our pantheon quicker. And we are definitely going to want, well, probably the wheat or rice, the wheat one, which gives plus 1 food for wheat. Either that, or there is another pantheon which gives you plus 1 great people production in theatres, campuses, and holy sites, which is also very good and actually quite worth taking, I think. But we'll have a look at those later on. So, civics, improve 3 tiles. Now this is going to happen pretty quickly. We are 4 turns away from our builder, and he gets 3 charges straight away. And what I will probably do with him is the 3 wheat, so we can grow bigger quicker. Maybe the salt. I'm not sure what the bonus is on the salt. That is currently 2 food, 1 gold, 1 production. We'll see what the bonus is on the salt. I might improve the salt first, actually. But yeah, we're definitely going to improve 3 tiles very quickly. Discovering a second continent may not happen for a while, so I'm going to grab Craftsman. When we improve the 3 tiles, we will get half of this for free. So it's actually only going to take 12 turns, yeah? Which is nice. Discovering another continent, like I say, seeing as we are stuck on this little bit of island here, may not happen for a while. Now, continents, again in Civ 6, different, right? So let's have a look at the continent lens. We can't see anything yet, but this is all classed as the same continent. One landmass can have more than 1 continent on it. This is the thing, which is quite interesting. We'll take a look at that when we've discovered a bit more of the world, I think. But yeah, for now, this guy's going to go ahead and finish off this barbarian, which is good, and that will actually get us a boost. Oh, and there is another continent apparently, giving us a wide world of trading. There is a wide world of trading opportunities. Yes, so that was from discovering the other continent, which gives us a boost towards foreign trade, which is nice actually, and we also got the Eureka for villagers share hidden technical secrets. Oh, that's what the village gave us, well, the village in inverted brackets. So they gave us advance to astrology, and then we got an inspiration for defeating a barbarian outpost for the first time, giving us a boost to military tradition, so that was quite good. Now, if I go here and look at astrology, find a natural wonder. If I found a natural wonder now, that would actually complete astrology without me even putting any research into it at all. Seeing as we've discovered everything on our island already, I'm not sure whether that's actually going to happen or not. Sorry. So, yeah, very good spot for a city here, because here does grab the extra fish down here as well, and I'll be able to hook the fresh water up later. Does miss this salt, but actually Uruk gets this salt, and actually I could even put another city down here. And cities close together in Civ 6 is also not necessarily a bad thing, although fresh water here may be a problem. Yeah, so this is classed as... oh, so we've got... doing stuff. So this is Valbara, and apparently we're in Africa. Cool. Well, that's good. This is Africa, everybody. Welcome to my continent. Yeah. Right, I'm going to want to move back to my territory, because I can't embark yet. I'm going to have to wait a fair amount of time for that. But I want to move back to my territory and leave some fog of war around, because barbarians will spawn anywhere in the fog of war, right? And you'll always know where they're spawned.
Happy in the good potter's hand.
Yes, indeed they should. Yeah, so that'll allow us to build a granary, which is good. Also giving, I think, +2 housing and an extra bit of food, which is quite nice. So yeah, we actually, as this civilization, want barbarians to spawn close to us, right? Normally at this stage of the game you really don't want barbarians to start next to you, or spawn next to you, but we do, because we'll be able to use them as tribal huts, which means we'll get quite a lot of extra things for defeating them. Now, meeting another civilization, I can't guarantee that's going to happen very soon. Mining a resource probably also isn't going to happen very soon, because we don't have anything to mine. Well, we've got the silver, but whether that's going to be done as quickly as that, I don't think. We will be getting a quarry soon, so masonry is a possibility, and probably pyramids. Extra improvement. Oh cool, all builders build an extra improvement. That's really strong actually. Must be built on a desert, including floodplains. Ooh, without hills. Yeah, no desert. Okay, well, pyramids is out of the question then. Farmer resource, that will happen very quickly, so we're going to grab irrigation, I think, because hanging gardens is also particularly good, but it does need to be built next to a river, and we've got lots of stuff to build next to rivers, so we'll see. So we don't have that much space next to rivers. Our rivers are all rather small. But yeah, so let's bring this guy home too. Come on, barbarians, spawn another encampment. How often do you hear people saying that? Right, builder's ready. So, building a mine here. So this is currently 2 food, 1 gold, 1 production. Building a mine just gives 1 production actually. That makes it very strong tile though. Oh, that is a mine, is it? Mining operation. Yes, yes, of course. Salt mines, right? Okay. So that's useful. Here I am thinking we're not going to get a mine for a while. But yes, anyway, there you go. Salt mines, excellent. I think extra food. A settler would be good. Granary, monument, or settler. I think we definitely need to get the monument up and running. Our culture is currently rather horrendous. And yeah, definitely need to get that running. And we're going to move you up to here. And grab this, giving us the boost to irrigation, which will now only take us another 3 turns, which is wonderful. And there we go. There's the barbarian encampment we were looking for. You are the barbarians we were looking for. So I'm actually going to wait here. Woo! Yeah, I'm going to move you onto the stone so that we can build the quarry, which will actually give us the boost to masonry, I believe, as well, which is going to be rather nice. Let's see how our war cart does then, shall we? Yes. So you move up to here, and you come in and attack from here. And this scout cannot get away from me now, so that's good. Wonderful. Very wonderful. So yes, let's build this quarry, giving me +1 production over here, and boosting... oh, it was boosting craftsmanship, which is good. Which is what I'm actually researching, yes. Oh no, that was improve 3 tiles. Right, yes, boosting masonry, there we go. I should read those, then I'd actually know what was going on, wouldn't I? Right, that's very good indeed. So let's have a look at the... what tiles are we working? Yes, currently we are working... yes, okay, so it doesn't really matter if you work this one or this one. The forest tile's pretty good anyway, I suppose. But the forest tile might not stay there forever. So, yes. But we got another one up here. Ah, this is... why is this one 2 production? Grassland hills. This here? Also grassland hills. No, grassland woods. Oh, this is a hill. Okay, yes. That makes sense. It's difficult to see underneath the trees there, but it's okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So these are on plains tiles, which is nice because that means we get a bit of production off each of them as well. So when we come up here, that's going to be nice. The salt is a very good tile to work, and hopefully we'll keep working that. The next builder will definitely improve these 3 resources, which is going to help food massively. Yeah, oop. I'm going to want to look into doing that ASAP, I think. So, what's going to happen? What are you going to do? Well, you're going to run away, that's
fine. The man who has wit enough to bring about the afforestation or the irrigation of a country is not less worthy of honour than its conqueror.
Excellent. Irrigation finished. That's lovely. Let's go and have a look at what we're doing next. I think masonry would be good, right? For the ancient walls, do we really need that? I don't think we do. Finding a natural wonder would be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen, and I want to get holy sites up as soon as possible, right? Although the watermill here is also very good. But no, I think I'm going to grab astrology. It's 6 turns. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because we haven't got a natural wonder here, and it's going to be a long time before we actually get off this island, I think. Right, you... well, longer than I would like to wait, that's for sure. This actually is going to be a stalemate, it says, but it looks like he's going to end up with more health than me. But I should be able to survive an attack from him. Next turn we'll have double attack against him, right? So let's go ahead and do that, because they're in the forest again. Always in the forests. That's okay though. We'll finish them off. So yes, you do that. Excellent. It would be nice actually if I could get the boost towards archery. Not that it's 100% necessary, but I may get a slinger at some point. We'll see how cheap they are. Right, so the villagers shared a hidden technical secret. So bronze working got boosted. That's nice. Bronze working, which needs me to kill 3 barbarians. So I'd have... well, that should have been it, shouldn't it? Or was that the boost? No, that was the... maybe the scout doesn't count. Huh. Not sure. Because I killed the barbarian here, and the scout and the barbarian here, right? I don't know. Something's not counting, obviously. Otherwise that would have... unless that is actually just the Eureka that it gives you. But no, I've seen it before. You can complete a tech without actually putting any research into it at all, I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. It's possible. I've been wrong many times before. But yeah, I do want...
skill without imagination is craftsmanship, and gives us many useful objects, such as wickerwork picnic baskets.
Excellent. Right, so what have we got now? I think we want to keep what we're working at the moment. I mean, 30% production towards builders is useful, and may want to pick it up later on, but for now I definitely think we want to keep this +1 faith until we get our Pantheon at the very least. We are going to move you back into here, you back into here. you can, yeah, just heal up for now, and then we'll see what we're going to do with you. Right, so we want to probably work towards state workforce, which is 35 turns, but this is going to bring us to political philosophy, which allows us to unlock a new government form. Now, what's annoying is we may not find 3 city-states, but we will see what we can do about getting a city over here, as said, which will give us the boost to sailing, and then working our way down that route to get some ships out there and whatnot. You heal up, please. Production-wise, I think it is definitely time for the settler. Yeah. Yep. Right, so settlers don't halt the growth of your city anymore, but when they're built they do reduce the population size by 1. Just be aware of that.
We have recently gained advanced knowledge in city planning. Creating districts in our cities can be much more powerful and lucrative than simple improvements like farms and mines.
A physician without a knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a physician.
Right, so this is the holy site, which will gain bonuses for being next to any mountain, +1 for every 2 adjacent woods, and +2 for any adjacent, +1 for any 2 adjacent district towers. Mostly great next to natural wonder towers. These are good for getting you great profits and setting up your religion. We could also consider Stonehenge. It needs to be adjacent to stone and on flat land, which actually we don't have, because all the land next to our stone is hilly, apart from the one where we want our aqueduct.
A physician without an...
and I want the aqueduct. So, yeah, we're not going to be getting Stonehenge, I don't think. We haven't got any other stone around? No. So Stonehenge is kind of out of the question, but we will want to get our holy site up. I'm just going to test where would be a good spot. Nowhere particularly, because we don't have any mountains. That's a bit annoying. Now I'm going to want probably an industrial zone here, because this is going to be a quarry, and then I'll put a couple of mines on these hills, which will get me a bonus from all that for my industrial zone. So I want a mine here. As far as the holy site goes, there's just not really a good place to put it. Here would be the only good place, but that would eat the wheat, and I'm not sure I'm willing to do that. I mean, I have got a lot of wheat. Maybe we just don't build a holy site in this city. Say here, again, eating that forest then actually makes no particularly good spot for a holy site here either. I suppose I could put the city here. But then no, because I can't get that, because then the holy site would have to go here. The city would maybe have to go here. But then I don't get these fish, but then it's possible I can get them by going over there. I don't know. Consider it. So we got no particularly good place for a holy site. That's interesting. We'll look at that again later. Yeah, getting encampment's pretty good. Citizen yields per citizen, +1 culture and production, yeah. And you... This is actually interesting, right? So you build the encampment, and then you can build the barracks inside the encampment, which gives you the combat experience, which is great. But actually you get +1 production, +1 housing, +1 citizen slot. Okay, the citizen slot is on the tile. You can actually set a worker to work the encampment, which will, I believe, give, 1 culture and 1 production if you work it. And 1 great general point, which is pretty awesome, right? So you can't build a barracks and a stable in the same encampment. They can either be a stables or a barracks for men. So yeah, but the +1 housing is pretty good, and I think we're going to work our way up towards that. Yes. You just stay there. We haven't got any more barbarians to kill at the moment. That's fine. Settler is on the way, and actually we're at pretty much 35 minutes, so I'm going to put a cut in here. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the first episode. Yeah, we're stuck on a bit of a little island. We'll see what happens. We'll try and get our way off of this in the next episode. I think I am going to stick with this city here, and we'll work our way from there. We'll just have to try and do without religion, I suppose. We're still getting +1 at the moment. I may want to change that as soon as we get a pantheon. I'm pretty sure we will. So yeah, we'll have a look. Like I say, I've been Majid Luma. I hope you enjoyed, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.